Welcome to the show, contenders. Kickstarter is finally over. It's been 30 days of incredible emotions, dread, sleepless nights, tons of caffeine, and it's finally over. And thank you guys. We got to 146 and 200 and something dollars. It's been amazing. We cried, we laughed, and it's finally over. Thank you everybody for joining us. During this campaign, we've gone through kickstarting this shit in 24 hours, over 40K. That was incredible. And it's been cigarette worthy. Don't do this at home, kids. So what have we done? We got a new boss. We got more jiggle physics, so cheeks are in. Summer swimsuits, that was a big highlight. Thank you Marvel Rivals for giving us the idea. Comic scenes, the animated comic scenes, that's actually one of my highlights because it's something I really wanted to do. We got the romance and New World, Veganus. Veganus, never pronounced Veganus. Veganus is not the right way to say it. Veganus. And then Fight a God. And last but not least, Free the Duck. Because all of you duck heads, you deserve a rubber ducky floaty that you can beat your enemies with. Some of you might be wondering, what's next? What's next is vacation. I'm out of here. I'm gonna leave the country. But besides that, we're gonna be working really hard on a demo that is gonna be shown at Gamescom in a few weeks. So we're gonna be at Gamescom. If you're gonna be at Gamescom, come find us and we will give you a taste of your blood. No, I'm kidding. We will give you a fantastic demo and we'll talk and we'll tell you more about the future. What's going to happen after that? We have a showcase to attend. We're not gonna talk much about that. We're gonna be at Comic-Con Malaga. That's gonna be a very exciting time. I hope one of you shows up in a Kini costume for cosplay. That'll be amazing. But if you don't, that's fine. After that, we're gonna have probably show up at the Next Fest demo. You know, it's gonna happen, maybe not. But we're gonna be pushing because we're also continuing with our partnership with Mashed. That's a very exciting partnership for GodsTV. And we're gonna go small. So first of all, we'll start with an episode of the potentially very long animated show, but we're gonna start with snippets of that, and hopefully you guys can tell us what you want to see in the next episodes of GodsTV with Mashed. So Kickstarter is over, but there are still delayed pledges. Delayed pledges don't include everything that you could get at Kickstarter. So there's some rewards that are not gonna be available, but some of them are still available. And you got the skins, you have some of the Billboard rewards. There's some really cool stuff that you can still get on Kickstarter. And it's not as discounted as it was, but it's still available. So if you or your friends or you couldn't get on time, you can still get late pledges. So don't forget that Kickstarter is gonna let us do this for a couple months more. I know some of the goodies are gone, but hey, there's still time. All right, we know you have a lot of questions, and I know I haven't looked at them. There's a lot of questions on the Discord. Right now, I'm gonna read them and I'm gonna try to be as honest as I can because fame is fate. But people plays Neo. Oh, I'm so ready to be the one to ask this. What was the main inspiration behind Victus and Peperishi? More on Victus because he's super interesting to me from a character standpoint. Also, I know you guys probably already are, but please add some graphic options soon. So Peperishi, we wanted to have something really wacky, something that really tells you that anything is possible in GodsTV. So Peperishi comes from our idea of having any kind of cult leader, and when the idea of a pizza or a burger things came about, then the idea of having something that sounds exotic Indian or something, but then having the fun that everybody loves pizza, right? So there's this idea of wisdom and magical power. So that's when the Maharishi, right? Maharishi Mahesh is the spiritual leader of the Beatles. And then pepperoni. So that's when Pepperishi became a thing. Victus was very interesting. There's so much hatred and like racism and all kinds of things. So like we wanted to give like a real spin on like the social commentary of like robots, and like that's why you have like things like synthetic supremacy and all the stuff. So, and I don't want to make it like a hateful thing. It's just the idea of how like in this world of GodsTV, there's like so many different aspects of our real world put out. So Victus came from that idea of like totalitarian like regimes and everything, like how like the leaders can actually learn how like the subjects live and all the stuff. So like there's like some depth to it that then became like this idea of like a young innocent robot that is going to learn about the world of organics. So about the graphics options, that's expensive for us to do. So like in the final game, we'll definitely have a lot of graphics options, but for the demo, we'll try our best, but like we can't promise much. Optimization is actually something that you do at the very end of the development. By Pavel, do you plan more characters or even some collaboration or even something like inspiring skins from other games? Thank you, good luck. We'll love to collaborate with other games. New characters is something that we can only know after launch. If the game does really well, like we would love to make new characters. Skins, for sure. Like we want to collaborate with the best. Like we have a lot of friends that we want to include in the game and like hopefully other games. But time will tell. Alien Spawn, just find out about you guys and I love your game already, but are you gonna sell t-shirts and merch after the Kickstarter ends, or are they gonna go on with the Kickstarter? Good question. We are probably gonna continue selling some merch. We don't know exactly what, we don't know exactly when, and that's all I can say. But like, we definitely see that there's desire for it, so we'll try to accommodate. But please be patient. We're not a huge team. Hital, congrats on everything you devs have accomplished. My question is, what inspired you to make the game and the premise, and what exactly is Free the Bulge? That is a long answer. So all I'm gonna say is that we wanted to make a game that was really fun to us. Something that really like made sense with our humor, the jokes that we crack in the studio, the things that we think are funny. A lot of GodsTV is about fame, and like there's a lot of jokes and a lot of things that are just about the fact that we worked in entertainment for a long time. The AI agent, the character that I play, you know, I had an agent. I lived in Los Angeles for a while. I had an agent. I lived in Hollywood. A lot of the shit that you see about fame and everything, it's like just shit that's fun to me. A lot of it's like personal, and a lot of it is like just shit that we miss from like when we were younger, and like there were like all these games and shows in like 90s and 2000s that were like so wacky and so bold, and we wanted to grab some of that. Like Smash TV is a game that we really loved back in the day, but there's also things like Dead Leaves or like, you know, anime from the early 2000s, Prodigy, Gorillas, stuff that we think is really unique, and it's very what they are. It has personality, it's authentic, it's very true to who they are. That's the stuff that made us make GodsTV. Free the Bulge, it's a concept, it's abstract. Free the Bulge is, you know, an idea. Cherry Dad says, if Guinness Bulge was their own character and you could get anyone to voice them, who would it be? Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage. That's the Bulge. Nicolas Bulge. Anon 101. Congrats on the successful Kickstarter. My question is, who is your favorite character to write? I love them all. I love writing Lita because it's hard to make a girl, powerful girl in like this thing. Like there's so many like cookie cutter like powerful girls out there. So like making her like different and interesting, like that's really fun. Keeney is obviously really fun, but honestly, Nerdork does such a good job like bringing life to him. Lita's the one that I've written the most, so Lita might be my favorite. Marcus, I love this whole thing. The type of community support, the hype, the art, the jokes, the reaction, the music, the graphics, the lore, the team, the VAs. This project has quickly grown dear to my tiny little heart, and to be frank, has launched me onto the path of content creation. Turns out, fame really is fate. That's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that, Marcus. My most burning question has to be, what made Melbo choose actual struggling content creators as their VAs? well, that's what the game is about. It was the idea of like, oh, these people are struggling to become famous. They're gonna act in a role of people who want to become famous. So I thought it was really fun to do that. So it's more about being right for the role than especially being content creators. Skullcat cracks knuckles, and here I go. She has a lot of questions. Was the first one to be designed, created, and who was next? Oh my God, I do not know. I do not know. I think they all were created like kind of at the same time. What other characters IPs from movies, animated or not, or other video game were used as sources of inspiration for the main force designs and personalities? None. I try not to look at video games or animated shows. I try to look for like things in the real world. Besides Skinny, who do you think is also very popular with fans? This applies to already existing characters and to the ones we haven't seen yet. I mean, Lita is the obvious one, but there's a couple characters that we haven't written yet, really, that I think are going to be very popular. What were the inspirations for the Gods designs? Why such objects and body parts became their faces and bodies? And they represent like capitalism. So like we had a few ideas, and Anna Katish just went wild with it. So it'll be a question for her, but like it's capitalism. They come from capitalism. So is there gonna be a massive narrative plot twist or a crucial reveal about any of the currently existing characters? Wouldn't you like to know? Which contender is more challenging or tricky to write about within their dialogues, choice options, jokes, romance stuff, or the big lore? I don't know yet. There's a lot to write still, but like I think they were like really solid. So it's like really fun. Each and every one of them have themes that are like more particular to them, and like combining those, that's what's fun about it. Any plans for a GodsTV dating simulator visual novel, like as a possible DLC? There's gonna be a little tiny bit of like dating simulator, so like just stay tuned. And no plans for anything else than GodsTV. Have you guys gotten any negative or even hateful comments about GodsTV already? Not really. I think there's a lot of resistance about the fact that the game is so over the top and like talks about sex, but we don't really care and we don't really listen, so nothing crazy to talk about. I'm sure there is, but we don't care. Are there gonna be any more public VA auditions after Peperishis? If so, for what characters? There'll be auditions. I'm not gonna talk about more characters quite yet, but you'll see. Stay tuned. Did you expect such a positive and supportive reaction from the LGBTQ plus peeps? I think we are very like open and like very inclusive, and like we think that everything is funny, and we think that anything that's at the forefront of the culture should be part of GodsTV. Regarding romance, the sex stuff, yeah, how is it going to work if the game is not safe for work? The sex is going to be implied. We're not going to have explicit scenes. Sorry, not sorry. Is the full game still going to be out by the end of 2026? Or is it likely to be postponed to 2027? The game is gonna come out in early access in 2026. So the game will be out in 2026. If the 1.0, meaning like the final version that comes out, is in 2026 or not, is not yet in my power to decide. It's gonna depend on the players, it's gonna depend on the sales. So that's your answer. Josh Belfort, congrats on crashing the Kickstarter. I would love to know a bit on how Anna Katish got involved to assist on the solid and gorgeously fun style. I've been a fan of Anna for so long. I got her to work on a little project that we did a few years ago. So when we started working on GodsTV, we knew that we wanted to work with her for a little bit. She was not only interested in being a little part of it, she was interested in being for the whole project. She's been with us for almost 2 years now. No, 2 years, it's gonna be 2 years now. And it's one of the best work relationship I ever had. I love her, she's the best. And one more question. How difficult was it to organize a team of such talented people to put the demo together, and what's everyone's biggest hopes for developing the base game? Congratulations, and I can't wait to see where all of this amazing potential goes. It was difficult. Making games is very difficult. It was not tough to get people involved because the game had an appeal from a very early stage. It's just difficult to make games. It's difficult to have the money, to keep the money, to keep the morale afloat. The industry is really tough, but I think just like sheer will, you know, like really believing in doing something really cool. Everybody giving their 100% and like, you know, trying to make ends meet with what we have. That's what makes it stay alive, because it's been really hard. And this Kickstarter has been a great way to like bring back hope to the team, because for a long time we worked in a vacuum, and being able to like show you guys what we got and like to see your reactions to it has been really instrumental to get where we are. Fingers crossed, there's gonna be a couple new adventures in the making of the game. So that's gonna be a fun adventure, and we hope would you really, you know, vibe with it. That's it. Those are the questions. I did it. I smoked 2 cigarettes in the meantime, but thank you so much for being there. And I hope this is a project that will live on with you guys.